Okay, so now we're going to talk about using the Atomos Ninja 2 to record externally from the EOS C100. And this particular recorder records to either SSDs or to portable hard drives. They go inside of these caddies. Make sure you're using the approved recording media based on the manufacturer, and also make sure that the latest firmware is installed on the device when you're using it. So what we need to do is we need to set up the EOS C100 to make sure that we can record properly here. And we're going to go over here to the menu, and inside of the menu I'm going to go to other functions. I'm going to scroll up to HDMI, and just like with the other recorder, I'm actually going to unplug the HDMI cable right now so we can make some changes here. We're going to change time code from off to on to make sure it's sending time code through that HDMI terminal. And then we're also going to turn on record command, because the Ninja 2 will actually start recording when you press record on the C100 if it's set up correctly. And we're just going to step out of the menu here. I'm going to plug in the HDMI cable again. Okay, so now we can actually see here that we're getting that feed and we're getting the correct time code that's coming in. We can change that if we want to. We can go over here and change the codec that we're recording to on the Ninja 2 if we need to. In this case, we can choose either ProRes or Avid DNX. And then we can go back here. And then over here, we can see that the time code on the Ninja 2 also matches the time code on the C100. We can see in this case that we have that free run time of day that's showing up here. So we are showing 5, 12, and 18 minutes and the number of frames, and it's just going continuously. If I press that time code on the Ninja 2, it brings me into another menu. This is an important one because in this time code menu, we want to make sure that the camera trigger is set to Canon, and we want to make sure that the source is set to HDMI. And if I back off here now, the only other thing we need to do when we're shooting with this camera at 23:9:8, and you shouldn't need to do it with other frame rates, we need to make sure that we're seeing those flags of that 23:9:8 signal that's coming from the EOS C100 into the Ninja 2. And generally the best way to do that is make sure your lens cap is off of your camera and that you have a picture, and then you can wave a hand or you can pan the camera in front of it. When you do that, all of a sudden the record and the monitor buttons will become illuminated. I can go into monitor here and we'll see our picture. Now in this case, we're actually seeing a feed which has the display showing up here because on the C100 I have that turned on. So I'm going to go up here into the menu, and on the C100 I'm just going to go up to the video setup menu, and I'm going to turn character display back to viewfinder. And now we're only seeing the picture being fed here to the Ninja 2. I'm going to step out of that. I'm going to make sure I press record, and as soon as I press record, you'll see those red bars and it'll say record on the Ninja 2. So we're recording the ProRes file to the Ninja 2 and simultaneously recording, just like with the other recorder, AVC HD to the SD cards on the C100, and that's external recording with the EOS C100 digital video camera.